Hello and welcome to School News. This week's a little bit different. You want to explain how?
Yeah, so instead of covering news today, we're going to build a module of this new course together live. And, module 1 of this course is called The Big Picture. And what we're basically trying to do in this new course is, Skool's been around for about 6 years at the moment, and we've seen a lot of stuff. There's 50,000 communities, over 15 million users, and more than $1 billion in earnings so far. And, we've run the Skool games for a year and a half too, and we've seen a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of data, we've seen a lot of stuff. And what we basically want to do is take everything we've learned from that, condense it down and put it into really simple training to show you guys what's working. And instead of us trying to share our opinions of like, oh, you should do this thing or that thing, all we're going to do is just reveal what is working and who is doing it. And I think you guys can learn a lot from that.
Over time, it's become pretty clear the patterns between what works and what doesn't. And we just want to share what's working in this course.
Yep. And lots of examples too, because theory is boring. So why are we here is the first question. And it's to build a successful community, right? That's what we're here for. That's what Skool's about. That's what Skoolers is about. And there's two kinds of things people are generally trying to do when they're starting a community. The first one is just bringing people together around their passion, right? Like let's say you're really into, rock climbing.
Yep.
And you want to hang out with other people that do rock climbing. So you make a community about it and you want to bring people together that also like rock climbing. So you can talk about rock climbing, go rock climbing, right?
Yep.
Then turning our hobby and passion into a full-time income. And these two aren't like separate in a way. It always has to have this, right? This is always there.
Yep.
And sometimes this evolves into this.
Yes.
Right? And Skool's mission is to help 1 billion people find community, right? We believe something special happens when you find your thing in life.
Yep.
Because when you find your thing, it's like you find your purpose, right? Your thing that you can be really good at and obsess about. And then when you find your thing, you often find your people because they, like you, really obsess about this thing.
Yep.
And so that's what we want to do with Skool.
Yeah.
And the way we plan to do that is by empowering passionate people to build community and earn a full-time income, right?
Yep. And I would just say there's nothing more beautiful than building a community. There's a loneliness epidemic. Everyone is trying to figure out what their passion is, who their people are. And if you don't have those things, life is kind of difficult and it sucks. I've been there myself. But if you build a community, you bring people together. And the best communities, people get married, people make friends, people find business partners, and it really satisfies a huge part of life's passion and purpose if you have a community and you build a community. So it's really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. So how do we do it? Well, here's the big picture overview. This module is called The Big Picture. And we've found that every community that has members or that makes money has these core elements, right? It never is there a case where there's a successful community and these elements don't exist, right? So you always need some way to get traffic, right? Well, actually, let's just start with the community. You need to build a community, right? So you start one of these around your passion, right?
Yep.
Like in this example, let's say someone starts a gardening community, right? And let's say they're a beginner and so they make it free, right? Now they need to get some members for their community. Well, traffic tends to come from these places. You've got like YouTube. You could make YouTube videos about it. You could post on Instagram about it. You could post on Facebook or run Facebook ads.
Yep.
You could post on TikTok about it, go live on TikTok, link in bio, whatever. You might have an email list, right? And so you could send emails to your email list, or you might even have a website, right?
Yep.
And you could, send traffic from there. And then there's another source, which is Skool itself. And Skool actually sends a significant amount of traffic to communities that are on the platform.
Yep.
From the data we've seen so far, it's about 22% of memberships come from Skool itself.
Wow.
And it's growing.
Wow.
And so this can be a traffic source too, right? And so you need a way to get traffic to your community.
Yep.
And then they visit your community, and then if they join, they become members.
Yep.
Right? And so you get some members.
Yep.
And then once you've got some members, you can hang out with them, you can talk to them, get to know them, and you might find that people are willing to pay for a certain service, or you might find that everyone in this community has this kind of problem.
Mm-hmm.
And that might inspire you to sell something
Mm-hmm.
or make something, or provide some kind of service that then you're able to charge for. And then that might translate into income.
Yes.
And, then you can earn an income. And obviously, if you can earn an income, if it can replace your job, then you can make your passion or your hobby your full-time career.
100%.
And many people are actually doing this. And so, now I want to show you some examples, basically. So, and we're going to show how these examples map perfectly to this big picture overview. So this is the diagram, and we'll start with CubeCraft. It's a community by Misha, and it's for DevOps, which is kind of like coding.
Yep.
He has a YouTube channel. He sends traffic from YouTube to his community about page, and he makes $33,000 a month.
It's insane and so simple. That's pretty much all he does.
And his YouTube is about DevOps too.
Yeah, makes sense.
So he has a YouTube channel. Here it is here. And you can see link in bio is his Skool community. And he makes videos about DevOps, which is his thing, his passion, his whatever. And then he also includes a link to his about page in his description beneath his videos.
Yep.
And you can see sometimes he's even making videos where he brings up his Skool community and shows people what's inside.
Yep. And it looks like he's recording with just some simple software. It's not even some complicated setup.
Yep. So that's one example of just showing you that, YouTube to about page to making full-time income. And Misha does this full-time. Now, here's another example, Pickleball School. They've got a community about how to play pickleball.
Yep.
It's $39 a month. And they use both Instagram and YouTube to get traffic. And they make about $30,000 a month.
Yeah.
Right?
Crazy.
Doing this.
Yep.
And you can see here's their Instagram. And again, they just put the link in bio.
Yep.
So you can put your Skool link in your bio, and you can also mention it when you're doing posts or stories or lives or things like that too.
Yes.
Now here's a slightly different example, Grow with Evelyn. So Evelyn actually gets most of her customers from Facebook ads. So she pays for traffic.
Yep.
So she does have an audience, but you don't need to have an audience to succeed. You can buy traffic too.
Yep.
And there's quite a few people doing that. So Evelyn runs Facebook ads, and the ads link directly to her Skool about page. Mm-hmm. People click on the ads, they visit her community, and then they join, and she makes about $111,000 a month recurring.
Very cool.
And here's an example of one of her ads. And you can see that the link is to her Skool about page. And Evelyn's actually tested her typical funnel, which was on custom software like, ClickFunnels or something, versus the Skool about page. And the Skool about page outperforms it.
Nice. Let's go. So simple as well.
Yep. And here's another example, Barber Accelerator. So he goes live on TikTok and then tells people to go to his community, and he makes about 15 grand a month.
Nice.
And on TikTok, you can have it link in bio, you can mention it in your videos, but a very popular one we've seen for TikTok is live, going live. Yeah.
And throughout this course, we'll go deeper on like how to grow each of these platforms and how to get people from that platform to your school. This is just a high level overview.
Yeah. Later on in this course, we'll actually, when we get to like getting members, we're going to show you the best practices for each platform. So if you're big on TikTok, exactly how people are doing it there. If you're big on Instagram, how people are doing it there.
Yep.
Yeah. And then there's Calligraphy School. And theirs is a little bit more traditional, like older school internet marketing. Yep. They've got an email list and a website, which almost seems kind of crazy these days. And so on their website, they direct traffic to their school, and they also send out emails to their email list, and they direct traffic to their school. Their community teaches you how to do calligraphy. It's $9 a month.
Yep.
And they make about $7,000 a month doing that.
Yep. Very cool.
And then here's a different example, because, all of these examples we've done so far, they're people that are making quite a lot of money, but no one starts like that. You can't just go like 0 to like $100,000 a month instantly.
Yeah.
So here's a great example. Hazel, she's got a community called Crochet Creations, where she teaches you how to do crochet. It's free, so she's not charging yet.
Yep.
She has no audience anywhere, and she didn't even tell anyone she knows about her community.
Yep. No content, no ads.
She's got all of her members from Skool, and she's got about 126 members so far. And how that works is people go to skool.com, it says discover communities. People are actually searching for crochet, and you can see here that she's number 2.
Yep.
So people are clicking on that, and then they're joining her community.
Yep.
And this is delivering a lot of members to a lot of people. And so, there's many different ways that you can actually get traffic to your community, and you can choose one of these, or you can use a combination of these.
Yep.
But the Skool discovery will always be working in the background anyway.
Yes. And I would say most people that have Skool communities don't have huge audiences. Most of the time, if you have a passion, say rock climbing, you've probably connected with people in real life about rock climbing. You've maybe made some Instagram posts about rock climbing, and you have maybe 500 followers or 1,000 followers about rock climbing. That's more than enough to get started on Skool. You don't need a huge audience.
Yeah, you got to start somehow. And we'll cover that in the module coming up that's called like getting your first few members.
Yep.
Because often it's just personal relationships where you get your first few.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. So those are the examples. And we're going to try to do that throughout this course. Like, we're going to show you a simple kind of visual and then show you examples to help you understand, because I swear that's how you grasp things the fastest.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about like stages of evolution that we see on Skool, because, you might start free with 100 and something members, but you can, make quite a lot too.
Yep.
So this is how we typically see things evolve. So we've called this stages of evolution, right? And when you're a noob and you're starting out, the main thing you're trying to do is find your thing.
Yes.
Like, what is my thing? What am I passionate about?
Yep.
Right? That's what you're trying to do. And that's the only thing that matters until you do that. Mm-hmm. And we're actually going to have a module on this specifically. It's going to be called like finding your group topic. Right?
Yep.
Once you've got your thing, you're ready to start getting some members. And the first kind of milestone is your first 3 members, 3 people that aren't you.
Yes.
That aren't fake. Then you've evolved, you've taken a step.
Yeah.
The next step from there is 10 true regulars. And I'll tell you real quick what this is. So it's 10 people that keep coming back to the community. They're like regulars. If you have a bar or a restaurant or something, you've got your regulars.
Yep.
And they keep coming back and showing up. And just a lot of people think that you need like 1,000 members to have a community.
Yep.
You could have 1,000 people in a community, but not much engagement. Mm-hmm, it's not the number of members. It's the real thing that makes a community good and that makes it engaged is how tight the core group is.
Yes.
Right? Because if 10 people are friends and they keep coming back and showing up and talking to each other, that can create the content for everyone else.
Yep.
Right? So, to get 10 true regulars, maybe you need 100, 200, 300 members, right? And so you're trying to grow beyond 3 members, you're trying to grow and you're trying to find these 10 true regulars and you're trying to engage with them and build relationships. And we're going to have a module on this one because it's a big one.
Yes.
Just this will be a module. Just this will be a module. Yeah. Then once you've done that, this is a good milestone because you've got a successful, engaged community that people enjoy and keep coming back to, which is an achievement. The next step is to start making some money. And even if you don't know how you're going to make money in these earlier steps, once you have an engaged community, it becomes quite clear.
100%. They tell you what they want.
Communities have problems. They always do. If you don't believe me, you should go to your local city town hall and listen to what people say. I haven't been personally, but I've heard stories that there's constantly people complaining. And so, every community has problems.
Yep.
And if you solve one of them, you will have a business.
Yes.
You'll make some money.
Yep.
And it's just right in front of you at that point. And, you might start out by just doing some services, like helping people do something. And maybe it's just coaching or some consulting or one-on-ones or
copywriting or thumbnail creation or video editing.
Yeah. And we're going to show some examples of these too, actually. So you start making some money and it might be in various different ways, right? And that's a great milestone. And I think the example we have here is like Brotherhood of Scent.
Yep.
Because it's a free community, right? It's free. It's very engaged. It's got almost 7,000 members by Antonio. And, this is just a community for dudes that like fragrances.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Right? And it's highly engaged. It's one of our top ranking communities.
Yep.
But, how does this make any money, right? Well, just having a community of all of these people together that like fragrances, they also like other things like watches. And he's got other communities about like watches, right, that are also free.
Yep.
But then what he has is this community of people that like fashion, watches, fragrances, and then he actually sells physical products. Yeah. And so, building a community, you can make money from it in various different ways.
Yep.
There's we've seen a few of these examples, like the Midnight Monster one. Yeah. So it's free, but then they sell like
stickers, right?
Yeah, they sell other things. So that's that stage. And to get into this stage, all you need to do is really make your first $1 on Skool.
Yep.
Right? The next stage from there is going full-time. So once you've kind of proven you can build a community and get people together and get them to keep coming back, you've learned what people want, now you're making some money, the next step is full-time.
Yep.
And if you want to know what that number is, just take your annual salary, divide it, and by 12. That's how much money you need to make a month.
Yep. And there's a lot of people on Skool here. And it's a huge milestone because now you can spend all of your time on your passion.
Plus your community will get so much better if it's all you do.
Yep.
So full time, we think this is $5,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on country and all of
roughly.
Those things. Yeah. And all you really need to do to go full time is just be better at like making money and growing your community, right? And then you can kind of make the jump. And a lot of people have done this.
Yep.
And I'll show you an example. A great example we've got of this is Samuel Earp. So Samuel Earp is an artist, landscape artist, and he used to be on Patreon, and he has an Instagram where he shares, his artwork and things, right? You can see some of his art. He's very good.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So he had an Instagram where he'd post his art. He used to have a job because his art couldn't, pay the bills.
Yep.
And then he created a Patreon and he got a few people to pay him a few dollars, but not enough to go full time.
Yep.
Then he came on to Skool, and he's like a perfect example because he's done multiple of these, right? He found his thing. He was able to get members. He got regulars. He started with free Painters Hub. It's a free community, right? And there's 5,000 members in here.
Yep.
So he proved he could build a good community. Then he started selling Sam's Art School, which is $29 a month. And he was able to get some people to join that, right? So now he's making some more money. And he was able to make more money just doing this than on Patreon.
Nice.
So he fully moved over here.
Yep.
Then he started noticing some people in here, in the art school and in his free community, were willing to pay him money for one-on-one coaching on how to paint. Because, some people are busy and they know, I'll get way better at painting if Sam just gets on Zoom with me and shows me.
100%.
So he sells some packages like that to people just through DMs and getting on Zoom and things, where they'll pay him like $1,000 a month or more for so many months to just do one-on-one sessions with him.
Yep.
And you can see that kind of evolving into his mastermind thing.
Very cool.
So he's done the full evolution, like right in front of us. He's been through like all the stages. He's got his thing, 10 true regulars, making money full time. And yeah, he did a post about it too, that he's like, Skool has enabled him to make his passion his full-time income. And now all he does is paint and help other people paint in his Skool communities.
It's like the dream come true. Very cool.
Yeah, and there's many of these stories.
So many.
And so that is...
We got one left.
Yep. Then there's one stage beyond, which is like hardcore.
The wizard hat.
Yeah. And so, you don't even have to, I swear most people don't even want to do this.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
100K a month.
It's like if you're full-time and you can do what you love and it pays bills, that's great.
Yep.
But there's an extra level there for those people that are hardcore. And, we've got many people on Skool making over $100,000 a month. We've got people making $300,000 a month, which is like almost $4 million a year.
Yeah. With very little cost.
Yeah. And so we'll show you an example of one of those. So School of Hard Knocks. Their YouTube channel is called School of Hard Knocks, but this community is called School of Mentors. So, this is a $49 a month community. They've got like 5,000 people, right? And what they do is identical to what everyone else does here. They have a YouTube channel. The link in bio is Skool.
Yep.
The link under the video is Skool.
Yep.
They have an Instagram and they send the traffic to Skool too.
Yep.
So they've got these channels. They send traffic to their community. That's $49 a month. And they just have a lot of members. And that's how they make over $100,000 a month. And we have like another example, like our GOAT, the person who's currently making the most on Skool.
Yep.
Same setup. It's about AI, YouTube channel, straight to about page. And they make what, like $300,000 a month? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so simple.
There's many of these stories.
Yep.
So this just shows you that, the stages of evolution, and you might aspire to be here or be here. And throughout this course, we're going to show you how to evolve through each step.
Yep.
Because really it is as simple as this is the big picture, right? You need to build these different pieces. And then once you've built these pieces, you need to evolve through these stages. Yes. And if you build these pieces and evolve through these stages, this thing will happen.
Yep. Although you can, if you want, keep your group free forever, and that's also cool.
Yeah.
This is just one template that we've seen many people go through, but you do what you want to do.
Yep. So the simple way to think about it is just this is what I need, and these are the stages I'm going to go through. Yep. And if you just follow those two things, which we're going to show you how to do in this training, you will get to where you want to go.
Let's go.
Now, how to use this course, because it's more than just a course. We just want to give you a quick kind of overview. So, there's 4 elements to this in a way. There's training, there's community, there's software, and there's support, right? So training, well, you're watching it right now, and I'll give you an overview of this course. So if you're in the Schoolers community and you click on the Classroom tab, you can see the different modules here. Number 1 is the big picture, which you're watching now. And then you can click on the timestamps beneath to jump to different sections of, each module.
Yep.
And you can just click through here to view the different modules. And you can tick them as done just like that, right? And, the first module is the big picture. Then we're going to tell you a little bit about the Skool games, which is a challenge that we've got going. And then we're going to show you how to do all of these different things, like getting traffic, finding your thing, building your community out.
Yep.
Getting 10 true regulars, all of that stuff.
Monetizing as well, everything.
Yep. Then there's the community. So the community is called Schoolers, school.com/Schoolers. And you can see it here. The community basically has posts, which look like this. And then when you open a post, you can see comments, right? And you can like posts, you can leave a comment.
Yeah, look, there's Misha.
And, you can read what different people are saying in the community. You can also click through here to navigate some different topics. So if you just want to see updates, you can click that. And then here's all the different updates. Or if you just want to see the gems, you can click that, right? So that's the community. And to write a post, you just click like that. Pretty simple. And you can also DM people. So if you hover over their profile, you can click chat and you can send them a message. Look at that, full-time schooler. Yeah, and if you find someone that's providing a lot of value and you want to get notified when they post, you can just click follow. And you can see I'm following Calvin because he's provides some good value. Then there's the Skool News. So we do a weekly show called the Skool News. And if you click on the calendar tab, you can see it's every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. You'll be able to see when this is in your local time zone. And to join, you just click this link and you're able to join live if you want. You can also add it to your calendar like this. And this is just like a 30-minute show once a week where we share what's new on Skool. Like It might be features, case studies, success stories, whatever.
Yep.
It's a very simple way to stay up to date and learn. All you need to do is commit like 30 minutes a week, which I think anyone can do.
Yeah.
So that's Skool News. There's the member map. So if you want to see, where in the world everybody is, you can click on this map tab. And we have schoolers all around the world. There's 50,000 of us and growing all over the world. And you can zoom in and see, where different people are. And you can click on their profile and you can see, what each person is doing. And you can also chat with them. And I'd encourage you to check out who's near you.
Yep.
Because when you're just doing something on the internet and it's virtual, sometimes it doesn't feel as real. But if you find a friend in real life and you're able to meet up and talk about things over coffee or whatever, it makes it a lot more real.
Yep. And then if you do meet up, post a picture in Schoolers. We love seeing meetup pictures.
Yep. Then there's meetups. So, if you follow posts in the Skool community, a lot of the time people are trying to arrange a meetup in their local area. Calvin just held one in Germany, which we can see.
Oh, that's so epic.
Yeah. So Calvin organized this, a schoolers meetup in Germany. And these things are happening all the time, all around the world. And you can go and attend one of these things, make some friends, have some fun. And yeah, making friends, like, you know, if I think back to how the different hobbies I had, like skateboarding, rock climbing, whatever, Counter-Strike, I became passionate about the thing first, but then the next thing that kind of naturally happened was I found some friends.
Yep.
Because you want to play with some people, and then you want to talk to them about it too.
Yep.
Once you find the friends, you get way better.
100%.
Because they fuel the passion and they give you someone to kind of like practice with.
Yep. Hold you accountable, gives you feedback, everything.
It also makes it so much more fun. And I swear once it's fun, you've already won because you'll keep doing it and it won't be a chore. Right?
Yep.
So finding a friend, which could happen at a meetup or from the map, is definitely a win. And then we've got the Skool games. So, you know, we hold a quarterly challenge in here if you click on the games tab. And every quarter, which is like, you know, 90 days, we hold a competition where the people who gain the most new MRR in a 90-day period, so that's grow their memberships,
Yep.
they win prizes. And we break it down by categories. You can see the different categories up here. And the top 5 in each category win. And you can see over here the dates when they start and end.
Yep.
And the prizes, the top 5 in each category, they win an all expenses paid trip to LA. So we pay for flights, hotel, all of that. You get 1-day mastermind where you're hanging out with Hormozy and the Skool team.
Yep. And all the other winners.
Where we're talking about what works, what's coming, all of that. There's also plenty of free time to just ask questions to Hormozy and things like that. You also get a Skool Games trophy.
Oh, this is epic.
Give us a good shot, Johnny.
Ooh.
Look at that. Look at that shine.
Oh, I'm getting blinded. It's so shiny. Ugh.
This thing is badass and very heavy and very expensive. And you will get one of these when you win. And it comes in a really badass box too, like a huge, heavy box.
Yep.
And you'll get one of those.
Yep.
Which will definitely make you very cool. So yeah, that's the Skool games, and there's a bit more to it, and I don't want to like bore you in this module. So, you know, the next module is going to be just about the Skool games, where we, you know, tell you just about how to win in the Skool games, how it all works.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the community. There's a lot of different parts to the community.
It's a great place, though. I spend a lot of time in this community. I've met friends in this community. I've learned things in this community. I've learned how to make my community better. It's a great community.
Yeah, and we're also trying to lead by example. Like, we're a community platform, so we're trying to make a good community. Mm-hmm. And so we're using our own software. We're trying to make something cool. Yeah. Then you also get the software. So this tool that we're using to host schoolers, you can use it too to host your community.
Yep.
It's, you know, what is Skool? Very simply, it's a community platform where you can discover communities or create your own.
Yep.
Right? And there's communities about everything.
Yes.
You go.
If you're watching this, you have a community. The only people inside of Skoolers are people that own communities. So if you click that switcher button at the top of the screen, you can switch between Skoolers, which is our community for community owners, and your own community, which you can do whatever you want with.
Yep. And there's communities on Skool about honestly everything in all different languages at all different price points. Mm-hmm. And there's some are free, some are paid. So there really is everything on Skool. And yeah, with the community software, you have the community tab, classroom, calendar, members, map. You will have leaderboards, which is slightly different than games, and an about tab. And soon you'll have a merch tab too. And yeah, throughout this course, we'll show you more about how the software works, but you get that included. And we're going to just keep making the product better as well.
Yep.
And since Skool is growing every day, more and more people are using it, which means more and more people are using Discovery. And the more people that use Discovery, the more opportunity your group has to be discovered, right? Yeah, which is good. And then there's also support, right? Let's say you need help with something. I would say the first thing you should do is just search. So you can go into Schoolers and search for something. Right? If that doesn't work, we also have help docs. To get to our help docs, you can just go this, your user profile, and then help center. And here you can see help docs about all different things. You can search here too. Like let's say I want some help with payments. Well, here's all kinds of information about payments, right? And if that still doesn't help you, we have a support team with 24/7 coverage. And to contact them, you just click contact support up the top right, or the URL is skool.com/support. And you just click on your community or the community you want help with, and you just, type in what your problem is, hit send, and our team typically responds within 30 minutes and 24/7 coverage. So, we can help you out there too. And then I would also say the ecosystem. There's a lot of people out there that are also making content about how to succeed on Skool. There's YouTube channels. There's communities where they teach you how to be successful on Skool. And some of them have very specific focuses. Like I would say Calvin is one of the leaders in the German market, right? So if you're German, Calvin's a great person to learn from. And Evelyn, for example, she just teaches paid ads. So if you want to just learn paid ads, you could learn from Evelyn. Or if you want to learn YouTube, there's YouTube communities too. So not only can Skool, it gives you the tool and the support and everything, but if you're missing a skill, you can learn it on Skool too.
So cool.
So you really, there's nothing stopping you. Like everything you need is here.
I'm getting excited, and this isn't even for me.
You should start a community.
I've got a community.
No. And then I want to say the most important thing is to have fun, right? If it's not fun, you're probably doing something wrong, right? And I would ask yourself, how can I make this fun? We do this ourselves at Skool, and we've found that it leads to a lot of breakthroughs, actually. If something's really sucks, then we stop and we're like, why are we doing this? And how could we make this fun? And some of our best breakthroughs have come when we make something that sucks, something that's fun.
If you're having fun running your community, it's far more likely your members are going to be having fun as well. If you're forcing yourself to do things you don't like or you find boring, people will feel that and they won't be having fun.
Yeah, I agree. Also, finding a friend is a great way to make it fun. And here's a couple of little cheat codes that are kind of fun. So, when you get a customer on Skool, it makes this ka-ching sound. So we'll make sure I've got full volume.
Ooh. Ooh.
So when you get a customer on Skool, it makes a ka-ching sound, and it's an awesome experience.
Best
but
sound.
When you're a noob, you might not be so lucky initially. So you can kind of fake it. You just press Control and then 4 on your keyboard. Control and then 4. Right? You can have some fun with that. And then there's also a cat to keep you company. To see the cat, you just need to type "let there be cat" like this in the search box. Let there be cat. Hit enter. There's a bunch of different playlists there. You can listen to some music, right? It can keep you company when you're building out your community initially, right? Trying to find a friend, waiting for a meetup. And then to make that cat go away, you just type "shoo cat" and it will go away.
Be gone.
So with the cat, the ka-ching, a friend, and all of this stuff here, I think you've got everything you need to turn your passion into a full-time income.
Let's go.
Yep. And then some final notes we want to leave you with is, it can seem overwhelming at the beginning when you see like, oh my God, how am I going to make $1 million a month?
Yeah.
Don't stare at the summit. Look at your boots.
Wow.
I used to watch a lot of mountain climbing documentaries.
Yep.
And the people that climb mountains, like, all the biggest mountains,
Yep.
they have the same saying, don't stare at the summit.
That's good.
Because you'll just like die staring at the summit. It's like it never comes. But you look at your boots, because the only thing that's important is the next step.
Have you ever considered being a motivational speaker?
No. One step at a time, and then believe in your ability to figure it out. Honestly, you don't need to know how to do everything. All you need to do is believe that you'll be able to figure it out.
Yep, 100%.
Because then you'll figure everything out as you go.
Yep, that's a huge lesson. Don't look at steps 1 to 100 and worry like, oh, at 6 months, how am I going to solve this problem? When it comes to solving the problem, you'll be able to figure it out. If you just focus on what do I have to do today, then what do I have to do tomorrow, the path unfolds itself in front of you.
Yep. And it really is as simple as this big picture. You have these elements, and then you go through these stages of evolution. And then to learn all of this, all you need to do is go through this course. Whoops. And it's even numbered for you. You just go 1, and then you go 2, and you go tick, 2, tick, 3, tick, right? And we'll show you how to do all of this. So yeah, that's it for this module called The Big Picture. We'll see you in the next one.